Man, speaking of the pandemic, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, we talked a little bit, again, off camera, just kind of like what the pandemic meant for you, but, you know, outside of that, man, what did you learn about yourself during them 2 years and really during the beginning of the pandemic, you know, with the stillness, with the world being shut down, with us not knowing what the world was going to be? What did you learn about yourself during those times? We never seen nothing like that before.
We never seen nothing like that before, and I was talking to somebody, and we was like, man, if everything was just to stop, like, was you ready? Like, you know what I'm saying? It taught me, you know what I'm saying, to be ready, for one, and two, just I learned what I could do and how hard I could go. And it taught me to, you know, you've been moving at a little bit of a slow pace. Put your foot on the gas. You know what I'm saying?
Break those down. Break those down. Like when you say, "Are you ready?" What you mean by that?
You got to think when they was talking about at the beginning of the pandemic, shutting nobody going to work, nobody getting no money, no nothing. Like, man, were you set financially? You know what I'm saying? Were you okay with everything and everybody around you? Like, was your mental state, you know what I'm saying, able to handle something like that? So it just taught me to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together, man. Get ready, man. So,
man, that's so important what you're saying, because like on the last episode that I sat down with little CJ Carrington, shout out CJ,
shout out to Cuz,
and we was just talking to, about the same thing about the pandemic, and he was talking about, like, he was like, listen, when the pandemic hit, I wasn't in no bad situation because financially I prepared for the worst prior to the pandemic, and my business proved to be pandemic proof, right? You know what I'm saying? Which is like, you know, good to hear. Now, that wasn't necessarily my experience, but what I did prepare on is that, like, man, I had been doing my own healing and just mental work prior to the pandemic. So when that shit hit, I was like, you know, I wasn't so shook up like that. You know what I'm saying? It still was the preventative maintenance that you're talking about of like, when stuff get ugly, can you really be prepared for that?
That's how I felt. I was like, well, I ain't messed up or nothing, so I'm not in a bad spot. But boy, bad decision here or there. You know what I'm saying? Not taking care of this or neglecting that. It could have been different.
Yeah. What do you think stood out the most to you? Like, you know what I'm saying, being in that situation, the pandemic where the world shut down, business being affected. Like, what stood out to you then that you carrying with you today and just, like, you know, moving forward?
I learned that like CJ said, he said my business being recession proof. I mean, not recession, pandemic proof.
Yeah. Same
I had
thing.
a little boom during then. And then, like, I learned how ain't nobody had no work ethic. Like, man, why y'all not? Like, everybody, like, it seemed like a lot of people was just like, oh, the pandemic here, I'm finna just fall back. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm like, hold on, man, you gotta get to it. Like,
right.
And I felt like I was one of the people who did, and that really stuck out to me. Like, man, y'all don't want to work. Y'all not trying to make the situation better. And then I won't get into everybody having the vaccines. And all that type of thing. That just takes stuff somewhere else.
Right.
That was another big controversy.
Right.
Everybody had their stance on that. So, I mean, I don't know, man. The pandemic, it just seemed like it stopped everything. Like, I feel like we missed 2 years.